Gonna make a. You know how it is, man. It seems like every time a new year starts, I open up with a video that I know is gonna be extremely controversial. So, some of you may have seen, I decided to make public my original Toontown video that got an entire community angry at me. That kind of started the path and the direction that my channel was gonna take hereafter. Because in that hour-long video, I made some comments that pissed a lot of people off. And of course, all the people that don't leave the house, mostly the men, right? I made so many videos talking about topics related to this because it's all a fucking lie. And women naturally understand this because a lot of women live most of their lives in deception anyway, so none of this surprises them, but a lot of men that are kind of naive and blindly believe everything that they're told, especially in 2024 where a lot of people have mental impairities that impair their ability to filter out information and kind of shift between, what is true and what is false. Because a lot of these guys blindly believe everything that they're told, they believe that there's something called a victim, mostly because of morality and opinionated bullshit. Well, you guys know on this channel, I don't talk about morals unless I'm making fun of them. I don't talk about opinions unless I'm making fun of them. And I don't talk about beliefs unless I'm making fun of them. Something that you guys have got to understand is that morality is a human invented concept. In nature, in the universe, there is no such thing. Animals don't operate on morality. Plants don't operate on morality. Planets don't operate on morality. There's certain natural laws of the universe that if you violate them, the consequences will follow naturally, regardless of if in your opinion it's justified or whatever. The universe doesn't need your permission to deliver your consequences naturally depending on the actions that you take. And the main reason I had to open up with this is because there's no such thing as a victim. Yes, even as a child, you are fully responsible for all the decisions that you make. Now, society will lie to you and say, oh, you're just a child, you don't know any better. The universe is going to magically protect you and absolve you of all responsibility. If a 5-year-old accidentally wanders into the lion's den, what the fuck you think is going to happen to that 5-year-old? You think any of the lions are going to operate on morality and think, oh, it's just a kid, we shouldn't maul the kid even though we're starving? No, the lions are going to maul that child. And in a situation like that, the child will be facing the consequences of their actions. I saw a video, man, and I may even put the video in the fucking video, or I may link it in the description below. But I saw a video of a kitten. This kitten couldn't have been no older than a couple of months because it didn't even react to the danger. A kitten was like in front of the car, but it was protected by the window, right? The hawk didn't see the window. So the hawk swooped down and tried to eat this baby cat, but the window kind of deflected it, right? And the cat, it didn't hiss, it didn't growl, it barely reacted because it was so young that it didn't understand the danger. And that's the same thing with children in the real world. Now, it is a parent's job to protect their child until their child is old enough to make rational decisions on their own. Unfortunately, most parents don't give a damn about their children, and I'm going to make a video specifically talking about that in the future. I may even make it a stream, but most parents don't give a fuck about their children. That's a parent, right? We live in a society where we're lied and told that mothers magically care about their kids and all that bullshit. If mothers actually gave a fuck about their children, why are they out here reproducing with men that they know are not going to stick around? So already 50% of the parent is missing. A lot of these chicks are voluntarily reproducing with men that they know will not stick around, not understanding that women can't raise children by themselves, especially men. How is a woman going to teach a man how to be a man? It's not going to happen. And this is where a lot of the problem begins, because in modern society, because parents don't give a fuck about their children, parents don't spend any time around their children. They kind of leave their child alone to the internet, to strangers, to raise their children for them. And of course, you take a little kid who is not properly equipped to make rational decisions on their own, and they make terrible decisions on their own naturally, and then they naturally face some pretty horrific consequences. Now, a lot of people will use their opinions to say, oh, but that makes them a victim because they couldn't control their situation. No, they could control their situation, just not efficiently because they're not old enough to make efficient, rational decisions. Now, why am I saying this? The universe is unbiased. It doesn't give a fuck how old you are. It doesn't give a fuck how you were raised. It doesn't give a fuck if you were raised by parents that don't give a fuck about you. It doesn't care if you were raised by incompetent parents that couldn't teach you anything useful. At the end of the day, you have to save yourself. I'm hoping some children see this video because it has to start when you're young. Now, society around you will teach you to cry in the corner. Oh, you're a victim. It's okay, little baby. Kumbaya. And that makes you weaker and weaker and weaker. Why? Because instead of taking responsibility for your situation and understanding that the universe does not give a fuck about your situation and that you are fully responsible for what happens to you in life, even if you have shitty parents that were useless to you, as soon as you understand that and you just stop making excuses, and the sooner you acknowledge that your parents are useless, the sooner you can begin to plan around your circumstances. This is the hardest thing for people in the current era to do because everybody thinks they're a victim. Special education people think they're a victim. People with mental disabilities think they're a victim. Women think they're victims. Men think they're victims. Trannies think they're victims. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks they're a fucking victim, and the truth of the matter is, none of you are victims. Even if you were born in an unfortunate circumstance, you are fully responsible for getting yourself out of that situation. And if you look at history, well, this is assuming that what we're told in history is true, and it isn't. But if you look at history, right, there are people who were younger than you, who were born in shittier, I mean, right now, there's people on the other side of the world that are born in shittier situations than you are, that are younger than you, the person that's watching this video, and they got themselves out of that situation on their own. So no matter how fucking bad you think your life is, there's somebody out there with a shittier life than you who got themselves out of that situation. Now, I'm not saying this to be any meaner than necessary, but you people got to stop crying in the fucking corner about how unfair life is, about how you're a fucking victim. Shut the fuck up, grow some fucking balls, even if you're a woman, or even if you're one of these people that identify as somebody that doesn't have balls. Grow some fucking balls, man up, and take full responsibility for the decisions that you've made, even when you were an uninformed, uneducated child. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're 7 years old and you fucking wander over there with the gorillas and you don't understand gorilla law, brah, you're done. You walk into the lion's den and you don't understand how the lions operate, you're going to be their dinner. They're not going to give a fuck that you're a child. They're not going to give a fuck that you're undeveloped and you're too young to make. No, they don't care. They're hungry and they're going to eat you right now if you don't understand the game. Those of y'all that get it. Those of y'all that don't, probably never will. Morality is a human invented concept. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you can walk through life unbiasedly, not complaining about how the world is, and just understand. The sooner you understand how the world is, the sooner you can begin to enjoy life, man. Life is wonderful. Some people, my usual gossipers in several Discord servers, they say that I'm too negative. You have to be negative. You need a balance. You have to see the negatives first before you see the positives. Then you can begin to make informed, rational decisions once you see everything and once you understand the balance. I already know there's going to be some angry people either typing in the comments or gossiping on Discord. Oh my God, Chris just said there's no victims to justify how he is to people. I'm not trying to justify shit. I could give a fuck less if anybody agrees with me. I don't make these videos looking for an agreement. I say the truth. I put it out there, and however the fuck you react to it is how you react to it. Catch you guys in the next video, because I always tell you guys to listen to your inner voice, your inner self, and my inner instinct is telling me to end the fucking video. Bye.